Hello guys, it's David here. Welcome to my daily updates where I go over what I'm doing, where I'm currently at, and what are the steps to move to the next level. Now, the way how these daily updates go is that first, I go through your comments or questions or any help that you need with make scenarios. Then I go through my YouTube stats, which I'm trying to track. And in the end, I either do some strategy session or some live work or just talk about whatever comes to my mind. For the live work session today, what I will do is that I will continue working on the automation that gets comments and content from me, from other creators, and then kind of tries to give me some insights on what are the topics that are trending that I should maybe make a video about. So let's start with the first part and let's just check if there are any questions. And if there are not, then we will just look at the stats right away. So I look at the community. There are no new questions. So what I will do is open my YouTube stats sheet and let's look at the numbers for today. So in the daily updates channel, we're still at 4 subscribers. So this didn't really change. And then let's see the main channel. The main channel we're 206. That's actually also the same. It's interesting to see the fluctuations, right? Because like some of the days it's one person, then sometimes it's two, even like 3, 4, and then there are strikes of days where it's 0 new subscribers. And for the daily channel, that would be more expected as it's very small and it's basically just me watching at this point. But for the bigger channel, I think I should really optimize the videos. But also I've been tracking this properly for like 10 days. So, the size of the sample isn't that big. But anyways, once we have this out of the way, then I'll jump straight into the live work session. And to do that, first, let me show you kind of where we're at, right? So as I'm saying, we're building a content generator system that gets different information, different kinds of content, and really what's happening from different sources. So those would be YouTube comments on my videos and my channel, YouTube comments on other creators' videos, their videos themselves, the performance, the topic, transcript, and also some blogs, RSS feeds, maybe some newsletters, etc. And the goal is to track all this information, and then from all of this information, have AI go through it and create some actionable insights regarding what topics are trending, what makes sense to record video on. So then I can manually handpick the ideas out of the list of already pre-thought ideas and just choose the ideas that make the most sense for me. So, okay. In the last day, yesterday, what we did is that we completely finished the automation that gets my videos, right? And adds them to a sheet for main channel, also for the daily channel. And actually one thing I'm wondering is why did it not run for yesterday? For daily updates, I suppose this should have run in the morning. Okay, so I think when I was testing it, that's interesting. So let's see. Let's actually debug this live. Let's see what happened. So how this should work, right? And let me open Epify as well. How this should work is that it gets all the videos in the last week, and then it gets the ID of the dataset where Epify stores those videos, and then it just saves it into my Google Sheet. And let's see what actually happened. So, history. So it seems like the actor actually ran. Okay. So let me check the run. It was 4 a.m. I got 4 results, with the latest one being tweaking AI content. Okay, we also have the date. That makes sense. So why don't I have it saved? Let's see the dataset ID, kinda. I actually have no clue. Where do I see it? In here? In storage? Dataset ID. So this is the dataset ID. And now let's see what happened in here. And also let's check if it's the same. So default dataset ID. Okay. And then what did we get? We got that actually. So we actually got the correct dataset and we got all of the bundles. And now, so what was the problem in here? The problem is that the filter didn't pass through. So I'm wondering why it didn't pass through. So let me just try running this, I guess. And instead of just having this, let me just add a router, add a module, which will be set multiple variables. So in this case, I don't only have it in the filter, but I only kind of have this. Not only I have this in the filter, but I can see what is happening, you know? Let me just copy it in here. We will delete the filter and we'll see what happens. Just bear with me. I actually think I know where the problem is. I think the problem is now, just like when looking at it, is that like we have it set to text operator instead of date operator. Well, let me try that actually. Now I suppose it, even with the module in between, it should work. So now the problem is just that I'm referring to dataset that, or like I'm referring to variable that doesn't exist in this run, right? Because I disconnected the first bundle. Very interesting. So let me delete this filter altogether. Let's try to run it one more time. Let's see what I'm getting. Okay, so the problem in here is that I forget to add this. I forget to add the part that's actually supposed to format the date in the correct way. And I think now if I do it, it should work, and it still doesn't. And that's very weird, actually. As you can see, these dates are exactly the same. Oh, okay. So basically, I did it correctly, but then in here, I didn't add it to the filter. Okay, hopefully last try. Okay, and now it ran and it added the video from yesterday. So this was a bit of troubleshooting for the starters. So now let me just, hopefully this won't get deleted. We'll see. Let me delete this module and just have a filter in between. For some reason, it's somehow funky. Okay. Datetime operator, this equals to this. Great. And now let me just make sure I don't forget to add the variable. So it's different each day, because each day the dataset ID is different based on the current run, right? Default dataset ID. Okay, so now this should work. And now let me just check the main channel automation. And let's just make sure that the setup is correct. And now everything should work in the main automation and in this automation as well. So now every day at 4 a.m. when it runs, it adds the new videos that I created into the Google Sheet. And by the way, this will also be helpful for the other automations, right? So we also want to scrape the kind of videos of other creators. So this is something that will be very helpful. That will kind of allow us to get all the videos that they're doing and some of the statistics regarding those videos when it comes to views or when it comes to views, likes, comments, etc. So now we're done with this. The kind of next step or next thing, as you can see, is scrape video comments. And so to do that, what we will do is that we will take some of the videos and we will use the other scraper in Epify, which is YouTube comments scraper. And basically how it works is that we just add starting URL. That's why we were scraping all of the URLs, and we run it. And this should just give us the list of all comments. And I think there's only one comment on this video, if any. So it was probably on some other video, right? No, there actually is a comment. Oh, okay. It just took a bit to load. So yeah, we're actually able to get comments. We can also see the structure. So there's always comment ID. Then if there is reply to that comment, it's separated with a dot. So the first ID is still the same. And then the dot kind of separates. That's a reply, I guess. And yeah, we have an author. We have replies. We have like count. So now what I want to do is build a comment tracker. And again, when creating some database like this, I need to decide some things, right? So first, what I want to get is comment ID. Then I want to get comment channel. So actually for the comments, I don't think it makes sense to separate them into daily updates or into normal channel. I will just put them all in one place and then just have the channel corresponding. And the reason behind this is that I will be all feeding it to the AI. And it doesn't matter that much, especially when I'm just trying to generate ideas for the videos that I want to do. It doesn't matter that much if it's coming from the main channel or from the daily update channel. Another thing that I want to do is author name. I think that would be the third author name. Then probably likes and comments. Published time. You see, the published time could be helpful, right? But what I'm worried about is the kind of structure it gives me the published time in. So 4 days ago, what does that mean, right? Like, of course, you could use like ChatGPT or I think that would be probably the easiest way, just to use a large language model to give you the exact date based on the published time, but I don't think there's that much added value in having that, so I will just skip it for now. We have author name, I want reply count, I want like count, and I want the text. Okay. So now we should have all the kind of things that we want to track, and let's build let's save this and let's build the automation for it. So what we want to do is create an automation that will get comments. And probably we will do it in similar manner as the first one. So it will probably get comments like once a day or something like that. Now, this automation should start from the Google Sheets, right? And I'm just thinking, so it will start with Google Sheets. It will start with search rows, spreadsheet. We want this, my videos list. Let's select from all. Let's see if the finder looks, if the finder works. As yesterday we had a problem with that. I'm choosing the wrong account, but now if I choose the correct one, it works, which is great. So let's say we want the main channel. And now we actually don't want to filter by anything. Let's just see what we get. It's saying the scenario has an error. But I don't think so. So this way, by the way, this is just like if you were ever wondering, if you're using the Google Sheets module and you don't use any filter, it will just return all of the videos. Now, what we would want to do is run the actor YouTube scraper. And if possible, I would want to run all of the, all of the URLs together, right? So again, what we will want to do is, well, now as you can see, we'll be using the Epify module. And the Epify module, what we feed into it is just JSON. And as you can see, there will be the links that are just an array of links. They're just separated with comma. So what we need to create, or what we need to do is, and now let me see if I'm correct, but we need to kind of aggregate all the URLs, right? So let's see, what does this give me? So as you can see, this will take all the URLs, just put them together, but obviously we need to format them with comma, because that's what's kind of being used as a separator. Now this looks actually decent, but we need to make sure that we can actually get it as a JSON that's working. So what I will want to do is, in here, in the start URLs, add the aggregated text, and then try to parse the JSON, see if actually we'll be able to parse it. Because sometimes there's a problem with the kind of structure of the JSON with the spacing. So, each new line needs to have 3 spaces and etc. And sometimes it just causes problems for some reason. Yeah, and as you can see already, this will give us an error, right? Okay, so the problem is not only that, the problem is not only the spacing or whatever, that maybe wouldn't be a problem even, but the problem is that each one of those needs to be inside of the whatever it is, these characters, right? But I think, let's see if it worked. So now what it seems to be doing is that it just kind of puts the whole text into this character. How is this called? Punctuation marks? The quotation marks. Yeah, my English just went away today. So the problem is that we kind of need to already use that at this point, right? Am I doing it correctly? Now, hopefully, it should work. Yeah. So now it's actually an array that's working, that kind of parse JSON can read. So that's great. You won't need the parse JSON tool. And we can just name it somehow, like create Epify request. This is aggregate links. And this is just get videos. And by the way, in the comment tracker, I think what I'm forgetting is that we will also want to kind of know video URL, right? Of the URL where the comment is coming from. So now, when we're able to create the request, we want to use Epify to run the actor. Now the actor that we will be running is YouTube comment scraper. In this case, let's just start with running it synchronously. That will be the easiest solution, but I'm pretty sure, especially if I'm trying to scrape the comments of some larger creators, we will need to create an async version of this. Now the input JSON, it will be this one built. Let's just keep this as it is. And now the only thing that I'm thinking, max items. Let's see. Let's do like 100 items. Now from the Apify after it runs, we will want to get the dataset again. In this case, it will be the default dataset ID. And then what we will want to do from the dataset, we will get the comments and we want to add them to the Google Sheet. So the Google Sheets that we will be adding them to is comment tracker. Again, we will select it from all. Okay, sheet name, sheet 1, and then comment ID. Right, so we'll disconnect this for now, and I will limit the number of items to 1 item, let's say, and let's just see what is the structure that we get. First of all, let's see if Apify accepts it. It did. And it's telling me that I got no results. So what I'm thinking is happening, or what I think happened, is that there was actually no comments on the videos. On the exact video it tried to scrape. Yeah. I'm not sure why it still charged me for the result, but that's fine. But there were no comments on the video. It tried to scrape, and let me see which one. So it probably started with this one, right? EA1. So that would be this one. So let's try to give it a bit more leeway. Let's say we allow it to get up to 10 results, and hopefully we will get some results now. Okay, so now we're actually getting some comments. And you know what? When I'm thinking about the publish time, let's get it as well. Let's just get it in its form that we're getting it. But that doesn't make sense, right? I'm thinking that we can at least get the data and just have there like published 1 month ago, etc. But then if we're looking at this in like 3 months, you know, the kind of memory of when the automation was run will fade. So no, that actually doesn't make much sense. So instead, let's just see what are the data that we're getting. We're getting type, we're getting the comment ID, we're getting the text, like count, comment count, author. Okay. And that's it. Do we get the channel as well? I don't think we get the channel. So that's what we will need to kind of, again, have separate automation for main channel and for the daily updates channel. So command ID, and let's just get what I'm getting. Command ID, comment channel, this will be at David Gulas, video URL. So this may also be a problem, actually. I'm not sure if it shows us the URL of the video, but that would also be helpful. And now obviously we could just run it separately for every single video, but you know, that will be more expensive in terms of the make kind of credits or operations. So for now, let's do it just in this way without the ID. Now for the author name will be in here, author, but if you look at any comment, the author is like collection, right? And we want to get the name in here. So we actually will use a get function. We'll get a get function that will take the object, which is author, and it will take the name. Reply count, that's easy. Like count, that's easy. Text, that's easy. Now let's try to run it, and I will need to go. But let's just try to run it to see if we're moving kind of in the right direction. And now, when I look at the comments, I have the comment ID, I have the author. For some comments, let's see, bundle 4, for instance. 1, 2, 3, 4. It seems like it's adding some blank lines in between, which I will need to troubleshoot. But for now, I need to run. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions regarding business make, or if you need help with creating some automation or some scenario, let me know down in the comments, and I'll be looking forward to the next video tomorrow.